Now, as you can see, this Black & Decker 100-watt inverter converts direct current to alternating current, and you can plug normal outlet devices into it, such as this Sony battery charger, this BC-TRG Sony battery charger that I use for my Sony CyberShot DS-CW70. Works out very handy. You just plug it in like that, and then you just plug that device into the Coleman PowerMate 12-volt outlet right there. It's very handy. This is a device that I use for climbing the Sterling Firetower. It's got a raw and lock safety device, thigh clips and chest clips, and a belt. Now the belt is adjustable, and the raw and lock safety device is guided by a rail that is connected to the top and bottom of the towers and to the ladder. And when I go up and down the tower, the rail is hooked onto this round lock device, and if I were to lean back too far, what would happen is this device would engage. It would go like this. See, this is where my waist is, and then this is the rail when I'm climbing. This device, if I were to slip, it would engage here, and it would only let me go at about 90-degree angle here. See, if I were climbing up perpendicular, this would be where the rail would be guiding through, and it would only let me lean back so far before it engages there and prevents me from falling. And it also comes with safety clips here and another pair of safety clips right over here, which, as you can see here, are locked into the tower. Once I actually get up to the tower, once I actually get up to the platform underneath the top of the tower, I have to disengage the round lock safety device, and I have to use at least one of these devices, these clips, these safety clips. They have to be clipped on at all times while I'm transferring from the ladder to the top of the Sterling Firetower. So you're supposed to use a minimum of one. I always use two. I almost always use both safety clips when I'm climbing up the fire tower. Now, if you have acrophobia, this may not be the best job for you, because this is a view that you have waiting for you as you start descending the Sterling Tower. Now this, my friends, is an acrophobic's worst nightmare. Now on these Kenwood radios we've got 8 different channels. Yellow Alpha, Yellow Bravo, Yellow Charlie, Blue Charlie, Green Echo, Red, Brown, and Firecom. Now Yellow Alpha is typically the channel that we use for normal routine communication, and Red is the channel that the DNR Rangers use for local fire suppression once they're on scene. We also use Red for communication with the Cessna 172, which is very useful because the maximum speed of a Cessna 172 is around about 125 miles an hour, I believe. and it can get to fires much quicker than the DNR rangers can get to the fire. So we use the channel 6, the DNR uses channel 6 red for local fire suppression. Once they're on scene, they switch over to the channel 6 red so that they're not interfering with the communication with Cumberland Dispatch, which is our dispatcher on Yellow Alpha. So Yellow Alpha is for normal routine communication, such as tower triangulation and normal routine talk, but once the fire is actually located and there are DNR rangers and fire personnel on scene, they switch over to 6 red to fight the fire. Now this is our call sign. This is actually my call sign here, KA4273. I use that when I sign out at the end of the day. I'll say Cumberland Sterling, and once Cumberland Dispatch acknowledges, they will say Sterling, go ahead. Then I'll say, once I'm on the ground, I'll say Cumberland Sterling is on the ground and out of service, KA4273. Now the reason that I say Cumberland Sterling is on the ground and out of service, KA4273, which is my call sign, the reason why I say that is because once Cumberland Dispatch releases us, which is typically around 1800, it can be a little before that or a little after that. When they typically release us at around 1800, they go around and verify the release time with all of the fire towers, and we acknowledge. Once we acknowledge, then that means that we acknowledge and we're going to start descending. Once we start descending, we say, like I said, the tower name. We say Cumberland tower name is on the ground and out of service, KA4273, or whatever our individual call sign is. And that lets Cumberland Dispatch know that we're on the ground safely, because theoretically what could happen is we could be climbing down the tower and wind could knock us against the tower or the ladder or the cage, or we could fall and get hurt or killed, and Cumberland would not know what happened to us. So if they don't get a response from us, then they'll send a DNR ranger out to check us out. I've never had that happen, and I hope that never happens to anybody, but that's the logic behind that.
Now I've even got my own Coleman propane stove up here. That's lunch. Campbell's Chunky Soup. Good stuff.